What up, adult Culture Junkie Nation? Welcome back to another great episode of Culture Junkies Live. Today's episode is going to be a really, really big one. With the recent popularity of The Last of Us and Sonic the Hedgehog, we're going to be talking about the myth about video game adaptations and kind of how it's evolved over the years and has really grown beyond the knee-jerk reactions of, oh, well, it's a video game adaptation, it's automatically going to be bad. I want to introduce who's going to be on the show with me today. Sitting to the right of me is the great Dadakuji. What's up, man?
Hello, everybody. Thank you again for tuning in with us this week.
Right on. Sitting across from me is the Dapper One GQ. What's up?
Yo, that bastard just wrecked my brand new nightclub. I'll get you, man.
Duck King. That's a great throwback. Love that one. Duck King, great throwback. Also from remote is King Amarak. What's up, brother? All right. I love that diva hat. He's rocking that.
Who's Diva?
Overwatch.
Oh, Overwatch.
The gasp, the audible gasp was just great. No, that was awesome. Like literally, we have new clip buttons. Somebody needs to clip that.
Somebody's saying that Amarak's audio ain't working.
Oh, Amarak's audio.
What?
I don't know what that is.
Check your audio,
Amarak,
man.
no
Okay,
volume.
how about now? How about now?
I don't
All
know.
right.
Good
Okay, how about now?
How
How
about
about
now?
now, everybody?
Yeah,
How about now, everybody?
How now, the brown cow?
How now? I like that. How now, brown cow. Indeed.
Yep, this
Yeah,
is
it's working
now.
Yeah, it's
And
working
Yeah,
now.
because if y'all can hear me, they should be able to.
That's
We're
right.
good.
That's
Well,
right.
should be.
Exactly. And I want to introduce to the community. We have some fresh new blood in the group. Someone that we are
Somebody's about to
happy
get
to
sacrificed.
have with us. No, she's not going to get sacrificed. But
Balaram.
I would like to
Balaram.
introduce
Balaram.
Sam
Yeah,
Taro
I got
to
that.
the Culture Junkie Nation. Please, everybody, give her a warm welcome in the chat. Please, everybody. Yeah,
There she is.
There she is.
Hi! Please don't sacrifice me. That would be really sad.
Great timing.
Oh,
Great
no.
timing. Perfect timing. Love that.
What did I sign up for?
Yeah, so Samtaro comes to us. Get over here. Is a Twitch streamer, but actually I'll let her introduce herself to the Twitch chat. Samtaro, tell them a little bit about you.
Hello, everybody. I am Samtaro, or Samtaro Games, on YouTube and TikTok. I do a variety gaming channel, and hopefully Twitch soon. Not quite there yet, but yeah, I'm just happy to be here and chat with you guys.
Awesome. She's got a really catchy intro phrase that she loves to put in there every time. So you need to share that with the Culture Junkie Nation. What is it?
Okay. All right. Hey, gamers, nerds, and goblins. It's Samtaro.
I love it. No, that's great. That's absolutely
Gotta
great.
cover all the bases.
You're pointing
Right.
out those goblins for that Goblin Slayer. What happened?
Exactly.
Which is coming back this year, by the way.
Nice.
Goblin Slayer will be back this year, so
Oh.
I'm looking forward to that.
Got a first-time chat from Arctic Bear over there.
Oh,
That's one of my people.
we welcome Arctic Bear 19.
Bear.
I'm sorry, what was that?
1922.
1922.
Oh, the oldest person in the chat.
Right? Right? Welcome to the Culture Junkie Nation. Glad to have you here. First time viewers, if you are just joining the show, we are the Culture Junkies. We put on a podcast every Wednesday right here on Twitch, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. We cover a variety of topics, whether it be games, whether it be comic books, whether it be wrestling, movies. We mostly talk about movies and everything in the genre culture space. We've got you for about 60 minutes. You know, like Macho Man said in Spider-Man. He was like, I got you for 60 minutes.
He didn't say that.
He did say 3 minutes,
Well,
but you know, come on.
how do you not
Look,
know
no,
these
I'm
things?
embellishing for the purposes of our program.
Oh.
I'm sure you got
I just
it, right?
called him the tribunal. Jesus.
Of course I
Oh, wow. No. Anyway. Playtime. Yeah, 3 minutes of playtime. Anyway, so the show goes, we do the Run the Gamut, which is a brief introduction of overview of the geek topics of the week for about, another 30 or so minutes. We're going to talk about the main topic, and in the last 10 minutes or so of the show, the power is yours. We will talk about everything that you guys want to talk about, anything under the sun, whether it be sports or genre related or anything like maybe even love advice. I don't know. Anyway.
You're on your own on that one.
Yes, you are. So, let's do Run the Gamut real quick, and then we'll take a brief break. So, Running the Gamut. This week, the news has come out that, RumbleVerse. Does anybody like RumbleVerse? That game
I am absolutely pissed.
Yes, RumbleVerse is dead.
What?
Didn't
Did
even
it just
last
come out like
a
5
year.
months ago?
Yeah, like literally,
It
RumbleVerse
just
is
came
dead.
out, and they finally gave me a PvP melee, which I've been asking. I'm fine with arena shooters. I needed a melee. They gave it to me, and like we're playing it. The community is actually still like there. They have a gaming. I don't know what the hell.
Yeah, you got about 1 more month to enjoy that, buddy, and then it's kaputskis. It's out.
They killed that and Apex Mobile. Like I don't know what's happening, but they killed the whole studio for Apex, so that probably murdered that over. But I've heard nothing about RumbleVerse like shutting down any other like sister studios or anything like that. It's just gone.
Yeah, just dead. So
That's
in other
unfortunate.
news, yeah, it is unfortunate. In other news,
Bullshit.
he's so upset. Anyway, so in other news, so I hope you guys have enjoyed that PlayStation Plus collection. And if you haven't, you've got until May to get it because it's going away too.
It's gone.
That boy is gone.
Wait.
The PlayStation
Okay.
Plus
Ruin
collection is
everything.
Wait.
Now
You mean that?
the collection, like that collection of best-selling games that they were giving you. Nope, it's done.
When you say the best selling, you mean the free games every month?
No, that is not what I mean. You know
Okay.
how if you had a PlayStation Plus membership,
Yeah.
how you had this collection of games, not just the free games.
Okay.
That is going away. Which
Whatever. I don't
Like, what was on the list?
God of War,
God of
stuff
War,
like that.
a bunch of other really
Spider-Man.
high-selling titles that
Yeah.
people really
That I
kinda
probably
want.
already own.
This is true.
That's
This
what I
is
said.
true.
Fair.
But
fair.
Okay.
but for new people that are just coming onto the
Be born
platform,
earlier.
it was a okay.
Ooh,
Right. Okay. All right. So there's that. Other than that, is there anything?
I think
else?
there was
You
something
didn't
else in
talk
the
about the biggest stuff that came out. I mean, you're wearing it on your chest.
What are you talking about?
Wearing it on your chest.
I literally have no idea what you
Oh.
are talking
how
about. That-
how that
there is
Snyderverse
no
is
other
gone
thing that could have
forever.
possibly happened
Go ahead, Dido.
over the past week
It's gone.
that happened. I mean, there's nothing really big. I mean, unless you're talking about James Gunn releasing that DC Slate and killing the Snyderverse. Oh,
It's gone.
oh. So, yeah, he literally took that boy right down to the wire. He said he was going to do it in January, and like literally in the witching hour, it might as well have been 11:59 January 31st, and he came out with that because finally we have an idea of where DC is going towards the future. Now, we're not going to give a full breakdown because we'll save that for another show. But I want to get everybody's brief thoughts of what they think of DC Slate, the DC Universe Slate, titled "Gods and Monsters," split between TV and movies. Chapter 1 isn't done.
That's what they're calling it?
Yeah, Gods and Monsters. That is going to be it.
You serious?
That's my take right there.
Okay. All right. That's his eloquent take
Yeah.
right there. Sam Taro, I mean, I don't know if you're up on DC movies, you like these things. What's your take on the DC slate? Is there anything that it kind of excited you that they had in the
oh
in the
no.
slate?
I'm actually not up on it, but I think it sounds cool. I don't know. It sounds cool. I'm ready to hear other people's opinions because I'm actually not too well versed.
Okay.
I'm gonna go see the movies regardless. I mean, a lot of people
Okay.
are complaining.
Okay.
A lot of people are complaining some of the choices that they made. Like you have what do they call it? It's like a Suicide Squad, but with monsters like Frankenstein,
Creature Commandos.
Creature
That
Commandos.
was actually a book.
Yeah,
That was actually a book a long time
Okay.
ago.
granted, but
Creatures
people are
Commandos.
Gotcha.
complaining about that. A lot of people think Booster Gold is going to be pretty cool because everybody's expecting because we never got anything like that.
Yeah.
And then the Lanterns, I think they call was supposed to be like I don't know if it's supposed to be a cop procedural or a good cop.
What,
bad cop.
Lanterns?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh, for like the Green Lantern Corps?
Yeah,
and
but
whatnot?
I hear a lot of
Well, it's literally
complaints.
just going to be John Stewart and Hal Jordan.
Yeah.
That's it.
I don't quite understand the complaints. I'm just looking forward to see something.
Look, man.
and hoping to get because look, listen. Marvel started off with no A-listers, and look where they are now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Granted, we talked
True.
about this ad nauseum about how DC has all their own characters, but they can start off small. They don't always have to start off with a bomb. I mean, you have to build your way up to something.
No,
and
and
it looks like
you're,
they're
you know what?
doing
You're 100% right on that. And with the creature core, whatever it is,
Creature Commandos.
Creature Commandos. James Gunn made Guardians of the Galaxy household names.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And a lot of those characters I could have cared less about before any of those movies came around. So
Right.
he might be able to, work that magic again. We will see.
Right.
I'm right.
Amrock, you were briefly about to say something. Go ahead.
Oh no, it was about something that it was the Gods and Monsters comment. I got a little bit confused because that was the original name of Phoenix Immortal Rising.
Now, Gods and Monsters was also a title of one of their animated movies, one of their better ones. I have to admit, it was an Elseworlds title. I think for me, being the hardcore comic book fan that I am, I'm cautiously optimistic. There's a lot of things in here that I think, for a broader general audience, they might get turned off by. But I think what James Gunn did brilliantly is he basically threw out a very wide net. He didn't stick with anything that was too overly familiar. He spread it around. Like if you like creepy monsters, you like horror stuff, we're gonna give you a live action Swamp Thing. If you like Superman, you're gonna get a Superman. If you want to see a more super heroic Batman, we're gonna give you Damian freaking Wayne in The Brave and the Bold. Like, come on.
And again, like I said, we will see what they do. They might be able to do it. Wolverine Solid X brought up Peacemaker. Peacemaker was really well done.
It was.
I'm sure that one's going to hang on because it's a James Gunn thing anyway.
We're getting an Amanda Waller show. Literally with Viola Davis. It's all Waller. Like, that's going to be great.
I just don't.
Again, we don't know.
We'll see it, but it's just like it is a different take.
Yeah, it's different.
That's how to get away with murder in the
But
DC
you know what?
universe.
The most brilliant thing, and then we'll move on. The most brilliant thing about this is they beat Marvel to the punch. They literally established a secondary brand within their main brand. They said there's going to be movies that will be labeled the main DCU, which will be all interconnected, and they literally labeled everything else that exists outside of that will be DC Elseworlds. They said it will be stamped DC Elseworlds. So they literally can do whatever they want. You want to do these one-off, what if Elseworld stories? Go ahead and do it.
So the Batman is going to be Elseworld.
That's right.
Joker's going to be Elseworld.
Joker's Elseworlds. That's right.
All right, man.
They're continuing.
That's 100. Because why not?
Exactly.
Why not do that,
dude?
Yeah, except for
GQ,
the
you were
Joker.
one of the main people
Except
that
for the Joker,
said,
the
why
musical.
don't we have a Marvel Knights imprint?
Yeah.
We could have been had that.
No, they actually do have that, and they Ghost Rider actually came out under Marvel Knights. And
Yeah,
then-
as a
and-
comic book.
No, as a movie. If you go back and watch those movies, their Punisher is as well. They are imprinted as Marvel Knights.
Huh.
Now, granted, that's under the Fox verse.
Right.
Disney owns Fox, so
Okay.
They can always bring it
we'll
back.
see.
already have.
Honestly, I'm pretty cautiously optimistic. Again, a future show, Culture Junkies Live, we'll break down the whole thing, talk about our likes, dislikes, pros and cons. Whatever you guys want to think about. If you want to talk about it a little bit more ad nauseum, we could revisit it in the Power is Yours a little bit later. All right. So, GQ, you
Yeah.
got a little message for our patrons, don't you?
I mean, it's a little bit early. I was going to wait until later.
Nah,
but
let's
I
get
guess
to it.
I'll hook them up now. The entire Culture Junkies crew would like to thank you for tuning into our programming. We hope you are enjoying our content as much as we enjoy making it. One thing that helps us continue bringing you our unique content is viewer support. By visiting the Culture Junkies Patreon page, you will have the opportunity to select the support level that works best for you. Not only will your support help keep the Culture Junkie Nation growing, but you will make yourself eligible to receive patron-exclusive swag. Please take a moment to consider supporting us and join the ranks of the supporters you see listed on the screen. We would like to also give a special shout out to our Culture Junkies level and above patrons: DeMarcus Smith, Fab Nerd Life, NanetNet, The Other Steve, and Black Crowned Knight. Remember, for as little as $1 a month, you can support a Culture Junkie. Thank you. Appreciate all you guys for all your support. Keep it up. And you can cheer. You can keep cheering.
That's right. So, a little
You don't
bit.
like me because you're a racist.
Oh, wow. Wow. Okay.
All right, well,
All right, Preem cash that in. All right, so.
He said, "What the hell's with the Martha shirt?" Martha, do you not remember that poor choice of decision in Batman v Superman? Save Martha.
We're
That's
not
what it's
we're not
about.
going to go over that. That you can't even get that shirt anymore anyway.
Yeah.
It's been retired. But you can get this one.
Oh,
When I launched it on
no
the on the store within the next week.
I don't know if
But-
you guys beg hard, not beg. I'm sorry. If you guys ask
This dude
nicely
said
enough,
beg.
well, just saying. I don't have kids, so I don't know how you talk to
how do you-
younger
how-
people.
Okay.
But no, I'm just kidding.
Are you?
No,
are
if you
calling
guys
them
ask
children
nicely,
now?
I might come up with a Milton shirt though.
Milton,
Milton.
not Tony Stank.
No, well, Stank.
Actually, that's not a bad idea either.
Could do a Tony
Do
Stank.
a Tony Stank
Yeah.
one. No, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Milton was my favorite dude from The Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys. Before we jump into our main topic, I wanted to alert all of you new viewers that are just catching on to the Culture Junkies. The two alert symbols that you see in the top left and the top right corners. The one in the top left corner is our follower goal. If we reach our follower goal within a month, once we hit 20, we will do a special giveaway for every single follower in the chat. But if you like the show and you really
Clarify.
are enjoying that,
One
what
of
we're
the
doing.
followers in the chat will get a giveaway, not every single one of you.
Oh, that's true. You're right.
Yeah, just don't
Need
know.
that. You gotta read the fine print on these giveaways, by the way.
Mhm.
But if we're doing a really good job, we love to get tips and bits and stuff like that, just like that. So if we reached a goal,
I always do a good job.
yeah. If we reach our goal, we'll give you an extra 15 minutes of the show.
That is true.
That is true. All right, guys, let's jump right in. So let's talk about the myth surrounding video game adaptations. We live in a very charmed, fortunate era where we're getting video game adaptations left and right. We just had Uncharted last year. We've had 2 Sonic movies. We're getting a Super Mario Brothers movie later this year. We got The Last of Us, which is kicking ass. But even going back further than that, right? We've gotten a great Silent Hill movie. We've gotten Castlevania as an adaptation. And if you want to throw it all the way back, right? We've got Street Fighter 2, the animated movie. We had those Fatal Fury OVAs in anime form. Honestly, video game adaptations have been great for a long time. But for the majority of the time, I think a lot of people have been saying that if it's going to be adapted into live action or some other medium, it's going to automatically suck. We have plenty of examples of this, whether it be Tekken, whether it be King of Fighters, whether it be Dead or Alive, whether it be Super Mario Brothers, the original live action movie. But I wanted to ask you guys, do we feel that automatically assuming that a video game adaptation is going to be bad can pass away into myth and it's no longer relevant now? Sam Taro, you're new to the show. Kind of give us your opinion on this.
Okay. I think that it is a myth. I think it's something that is thrown on these adaptations only because if you think about it, you have these games that you hold so dear to you. So the thought of it being messed up hurts you because it's nostalgic, But honestly, the majority of them, I feel like they're pretty good. They're bad ones for sure. But I think that the good outweighs the bad in this regard.
Okay. Amarak, you've been the longest resident gaming, aficionado besides Daidokuji and GQ here. What's your opinion on live action or other adaptations of video games? Do you feel like it's a myth that they're going to automatically be bad?
Not at all. I actually give more things more of a shot than a lot of people ever would. So I'm a little different on this subject. I actually want to see if people are going to attempt the project, how they're at least going to go about it. And I will find things to enjoy about things. But if there is something completely broken, then yeah. But I don't think that as soon as we hear about a Tomb Raider, we don't shit all over it. I just want to see what it looks like, and then I'll shit all over it if need be.
Yeah, it comes to almost anything you watch though. After you watch it, because we've had some clunkers. The guy's name is Uwe Boll, and everything that he did made me want to wash my eyeballs out with whatever caustic solution you can find. Because he didn't have any respect for video game movies. He just threw whatever in there, slapped the name on it, and expect people to be like, "Oh yeah." There are other people who have tried, and they've been doing, pretty good job as of late. Even in the 90s, I was disappointed with Street Fighter. I'm not going to lie. I took time out Christmas Day. My uncle was in town, and I don't get to see him very often. I don't remember if my parents went, but I remember he being there and his girlfriend was there. And we went to go see Street Fighter. And
Who wants to go home and who wants to go with me?
that was disappointing. But Mortal Kombat, which came out not too long afterwards, was not disappointing. And I agree with Sam Taro there. There have been more good ones than bad ones. And the problem is the bad ones are the ones that everybody remembers and talks about more than anything else.
I think what it is with that, honestly, because like you said, you mentioned Mortal Kombat. We all of us in this room enjoyed the first Mortal Kombat.
100%.
Now, the second Mortal Kombat, the second Mortal Kombat is where they started having problems.
Yeah, well,
it was like, what is this?
What were you guys think?
The worst part is bigger budget, worse, way worse. Yeah. Like to the point, and I think that's kind of the problem. When they're bad, they are bad, and I think they get that huge, they leave that big huge eyesore of like, oh my god, that last Mortal Kombat movie they did was trash, and it's just like, okay, yeah, that movie was. This new one coming up might be okay. Now, granted, the most recent Mortal Kombat had needed some work too.
Boy,
so
did it.
I had my problems with it. I didn't think it was bad and bad. It was just like you have a story already.
Mm-hmm.
You fleshed out that story even more. It's kind of like the thing with The Last of Us. You just take
absolutely
what works,
absolutely,
and then make things better.
But I think that was at least my problem with the most recent Mortal Kombat. They started off great, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, everything we wanted to see. And the worst part is they released it as a quote unquote trailer. It's like you release an entire scene as a trailer. You don't really leave much for me to go see in the film, in the movie or whatever. But that was the problem. That was kind of the best part of the film was that opening fight between Scorpion and Sub-Zero. Then you introduce this new character that has nothing to do with any of the games we've all grew up playing, and you make him suddenly the main character, give him literal plot armor. I'm just like, okay, now this ain't Mortal Kombat anymore. And I think that's why I just fell out of that movie, because it's like as soon as you left the characters I loved and turned every other character we grew up with into basically a side character in their own story, it was just like, is this actually
that's
Mortal
what
Kombat?
I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like you're taking these characters that people love so much and you have to handle it very delicately, because exactly what you feel like. You're like, do them justice if you're going to do this thing.
No, absolutely.
I mean, people have been paying attention lately, so like, let shit happen.
Well, you bring up a very good point there, Amarak. I think there's something to be said that as time has gone by, the eras of the Uwe Bowls and other principals in charge of the studios, they're starting to treat these with more respect because they know there's a significant amount of people that are vested in watching these IPs come to life, and they want to make them of quality. Because if you don't make them with quality, then you're going to get, obviously, a critically bad response and an audience bad response, which also leads to bad box office receipts and yada, yada, yada. I mean, case in point, look at what happened with Sonic. They teased his look, right, online. The fans revolted. What did they do? They went back into the shop, they fixed it, and they got great adulation for that. Now, what do you guys think that because of how things are with the studios nowadays, you getting more respectful ones, and that the interpretations are getting, while they may take liberties with it, they're more on the nose than they are not. Case in point, a Halo, or where they have to take a few liberties to kind of flesh out some things that are a little bit lesser known, and even with Gran Turismo, which has no narrative at all, but they're turning it into a movie.
That I would like to. I don't get that one. Gran Turismo. I mean, it's Ridge Racer. I could have seen like that because you can make up anything, but Gran Turismo.
Right, you're racing on real tracks with real cars.
Yeah,
to get your license. Like, okay. Gokai Red had brought up a couple of movies. One of them being The Legend of Chun-Li.
I mean, that's an example of a bad one, right? There was no
hilarious.
spec.
Yeah. It was hilarious.
I mean, look, Neil McDonough was great as Bison, but everything else about that film, especially what's his name,
Chris something, was it?
Oh,
played Charlie.
Oh, played Charlie was the best part of the
It
movie.
was hilarious when he walked out there and had that swagger, but it just looked so freaking hilarious.
Is it Chris Klein?
Yes, Chris Klein. Yes,
dude,
it was terrible.
He was, but his line delivery was so funny. It was like he was because everybody knows the true behind the scenes of the original Street Fighter movie, Van Damme was high on off his butt in Thailand doing coke or whatever constantly throughout that movie. So you could tell. I think Chris Klein was like, you know what? If he can do it, I can do it. Because he felt like he was stoned out of his mind through that whole movie. All his line delivery was so just cheesy. But it's so classic though. And I think that's what both Street Fighter movies, they're so bad that they're entertaining. They're not good movies by any stretch of the imagination, except for Raul Julia. Raul Julia's performance was ridiculous. It was way better than that movie deserved. But you guys are 100% right in moving forward. A lot of the newer producers, a lot of the newer, even the studios are taking more care to be closer to the subject material if they can be. Obviously with Sonic, you can stick right to it because he's a digital character. You can have him do whatever the hell you want him to do. Mm-hmm. And I like the story that they told in the Sonic. They had nods to the game. It took place in Green Hills. They had some of the music in there. They had stuff off of internet memes with the Sonic and even, let me show you the way in the second one. So there was stuff that they did, and it shows that it's like, okay, the people that are doing this are fans. They're paying attention to what the community is involved in, what they, and I think that's what makes this newer stuff work better because it's like the writers are, again, you're getting writers that probably grew up with this stuff anyway. So it's like, hey, I want to throw this in there because this is what made me enjoy that particular property or whatever. And you're not really stuck with the studio way of, yes, we have to do this because this will sell this merchandise and this, it's like, no, just that's not even close to what that game was about, though.
Sam, I want to pass this to you. So, with a lot of people when they're watching these adaptations and they're looking at it with a very discernful eye. You think part of the reason, like you said, you brought up that they're looking for certain things, whether it might be the Easter eggs or the nods or the pieces of familiarity. Do you think that inherent bias that they have is coloring their acceptance of the adaptations because they played the games and they feel attached to them in a way?
Yeah, honestly. Okay, and one of the best examples of this is I actually spoke to my sister about The Last of Us, and same kind of thing. She's so attached to the characters that she was worried that it wouldn't fulfill that that rapport that the characters have together. So yeah, I do think that the love that you have for these games will cloud your judgment. I went in with an open mind to The Last of Us, especially because I think that they did an amazing job.
I agree.
There were so many Easter eggs. There were so many nods to the people that played this game that you felt seen. If you were a person that played the game, you're like, yes, I see you. And if you were a person that didn't play the game, you could still enjoy it. And you still got everything. And it was still amazing. So,
I think the show's amazing. And I didn't play the game. Look, I bought that game years ago. I didn't buy the PlayStation 3 version. I got the PlayStation 4 remastered. It sat in a cellophane. Don't know how long. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to watch this show. I got halfway into the show, literally like an hour into it. It was about to be the time skip. I paused it. And I says, I'm going to put this thing in here. I'm going to install it. So when it's done, I can start playing it. And literally started playing it right out because I was like, man, the show, they did a great, adaptation. And I wanted to see how well that adaptation worked. And like playing through the whole entire game, I finished it last week. I'm like, I wait every week to see what they're gonna do. And even with last week's episode, how they made it better than
I was just gonna say that.
Like,
yeah, they did. They expanded.
Yeah.
It was beautiful the way that they did that. They took something that was such a short thing in the game and they expanded it into this whole hour and 15-minute episode, and they made it somehow more like heart-wrenching and beautiful. And they do that thing that The Last of Us does amazingly, which is they make you love these people as if they are real people. They make you emotionally invested in the story.
Was that the most recent? You're talking about the most recent episode?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in the game, so that's the thing. I'm in Dido's boat. I own probably every version of that game, just haven't actually played it. And when they were referring to those characters, I'm like, okay, they're gonna go meet up with these two people, and you get to the episode, and you're just like, wait a minute, okay, so there's Joel. But that happened a while. That was a flashback, And I'm just sitting there watching like, oh, wait, are they going to get to a point and they're going to get there and like they're not going to be there? And that's exactly what it did. I was just like, oh. And like you said, now not having a point of reference for that, I still could feel of like you could still feel it. Like that entire episode is like, dude, you saw the change in that one Bill's character, and then as you just go through, it's like, wow. Man, that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And this is like, oh my goodness. And it's just like, it's like, okay, that was really well written.
Yeah.
And it was well acted and everything. So
Look, if we're being 100% honest, that one episode will probably win an Emmy.
It should.
Next year.
It should. I hope it does.
100%, that one episode alone, because that thing was so emotionally moving.
Yep.
It
Disregard that it was a video game adaptation. It was just great storytelling.
Look, I was describing it to my wife, and she was getting tears in her eyes.
See?
Oh.
See?
Just describing it.
Right.
Heartstrings, like, just wrecked you.
Exactly. Exactly.
no, they have struck a perfect balance with that show. And again, as a gamer, I understand the story of Last of Us, but I just, again, haven't played it, so I don't know all the nuance. But even the world building that they're doing, even in the first 2 episodes, it's like, oh, I've watched enough zombie stuff. I get it. Okay, there's his own, it's his own take on it, it's his own style or whatever. But it's just like, okay, because when they first started off, I thought Ellie was Joel's actual daughter.
Yeah, I did before the game. Before I even played the games, I thought that.
Yeah, and then we get into it, it's like, oh, wow, that's even deeper. Especially how they open up that first episode. You're like, oh.
I love
that
that
well
little
done.
girl. Like, I thought she was great.
Yeah.
And it just made her death that much more tragic.
Yeah.
Really. It really did. So
oh my goodness. That was terrible. I'm so sorry.
No, go ahead. No, finish up your thoughts.
No, I was gonna. Oh, you're talking about Sarah, right? The
yes.
daughter?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I think that they did so good with that because the entire first episode with her is from her point of view. So if you played the game, you already know what's going to happen. If you didn't play the game, you're looking at everything from this little girl's point of view, and you're like, oh, she's, she was worried about going into the city because of the outbreak when she was getting the watch for her father.
Yep.
And you're looking at everything, you're like, oh my God, she's worried. I hope she's okay. And then it makes it so tragic. It makes it so much worse because you're looking at everything from her point of view.
Lady Mormont.
Before we move on, Amarak, any last comments on thoughts about how difficult it is for some people when they play the game and they get invested because it's a interactive medium and they go to watching it? Do you feel like there's maybe something lost in that also can kind of like color people's perception?
So the connection that's like lost in translation with that is literally just that. If you're sitting there staring at a screen controlling something, you're part of the story, you're making things happen, like your choices and decision do something, does a thing. And once you've had that experience and enjoyed that experience, when someone else translated, you have no control. And I think that's a lot of what's, bothers people about it is now you kind of know what's happening, but it didn't happen the way that it happened in this video game because humans don't bend that way sometimes. And now you're upset because you didn't get your 1-for-1. And that's, you just got to understand that's not the way that can go at this point.
And last thought on this, you guys, real quick around the table. I find 1-to-1 translations completely boring. Do you guys feel like?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when I was.
For some anime adaptations.
Okay, agreed.
Game thing.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I feel like, when you're looking at game to movie, you have to think again, like you're pressing all of the buttons. So you have to then translate that in the moment thing to a completely different platform. So you have to be able to pull people in a different way where they're not, pressing the square button to get away from a zombie thing.
Right.
Go ahead, Dado.
Oh, I was just going to basically agree with Alda because like when I was younger, and I've talked about this many times, the Resident Evil thing.
Oh, story time with Dado. Here we go.
Oh, story time.
Here we go.
It was a Resident Evil thing. I expected a 1-to-1. And then somebody mentioned that to me is like, don't you think it would be extremely boring you sitting there and watching what you've already played? You already know every twist and turn, everything that's going to go on. And, at the time, I didn't think about it. As I gotten older, I was just like, yeah, it is. It's okay to give something new. And I'm fine with that. As long as that new thing makes sense. Because Resident Evil that they put on Netflix was a brand new story, but the characters, I didn't like any of the characters. Like, if you made the characters likable, I probably would have liked the series. But the two sisters, I freaking hated them, both of them. They were just terrible people. Didn't make any sense to me. But regardless of that, it's just like what you call it, Last of Us. It's not 1-to-1, but they're using what works, and then they're making stuff better. And that to me it's fine, great storytelling. And even like Sonic the Hedgehog, we're going to talk about that. It just pulls, little things here and there from the games, and it works.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see Mario.
Yeah, and I agree. Here's where 1-to-1 can work. Resident Evil 2 Apocalypse pulled a sequence from one of the games, the helicopter
Veronica.
sequence. They pulled it from Code Veronica. They did it. It obviously wasn't one. Like Amrak said, the human body can only do so much.
Mm-hmm.
So they pulled a sequence from the game as an homage from that sequence from the game, and that looked good. I don't mind that. Pull like Dido said, pull little Easter eggs or little things here and there. And again, if you're gonna another Resident Evil example, I think it was Resident Evil 6 or 5.
So many of them.
No, I'm saying as far as the movies, it was either 6 or 5, and in the game, I think they pulled it from the 5th game, where they had the Wesker sequence, where he was like dodging bullets and doing the back.
Yeah.
That looked really cool live action. Again, it's an impossible sequence even in the game, but like the fact that they tried to do it and it looked pretty good in the movie was like, okay, I can appreciate that.
They should have had Chris punching a boulder.
Oh,
That's what they should have. Just punching that boulder.
Right.
There you go.
All right, guys. So we're gonna move on. The last part of this whole discussion, I wanted to come up with a consensus, and let's try our best. Not in any particular order. A consensus. Excuse me. Top 5. Hey, don't make fun of me. Consensus. Top 5 video game adaptations of all time. We can all agree. Last of Us is already in it, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
you want to do a top 5?
Yeah, top 5. Like the best 5.
Wait, I vote Pokemon.
Which
mean
one? The anime, the series,
The series or Detective
or,
Pikachu?
or Detective Pikachu?
Okay, but if we're talking about the series, like which part of the series? Because they did just come out with like Pokemon Journeys, which I feel like is such a beautiful homage to the original Pokemon series.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, as we were talking about before, Detective Pikachu was the beautiful movie that anybody could enjoy
liked Detective
without
Pikachu.
having prior knowledge of
Okay.
Pokemon.
Yeah, I'm so glad I gave that one that much of a chance.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
so
me too. It was so
really
okay,
beautiful.
so we're saying Last of Us, Detective Pikachu, right?
Mhm.
And again, we're not limited to just live action movies. So I'm gonna throw Street Fighter 2 the movie in there.
Street Fighter 2 the animated.
The animated
Oh,
movie,
yeah.
yes.
The anime, yeah,
Street
yeah.
Fighter 2 the animated
That
movie.
one was,
Yep.
that was really
Okay. Okay.
I want to put live action Mortal Kombat because for a long time,
The first one.
the
yeah,
first one.
of
Okay.
course. Come on,
Okay.
now.
Hey,
What
we
was
got
the
to
name
make the
of one that
distinction
started
here.
on YouTube? Wasn't that like Mortal Kombat Legends or something?
Talking about Mortal Kombat Conquest.
Conquest
No.
was-
You're talking about the fan made one. That was Mortal
Yeah,
Kombat
where-
Legacy.
Legacy,
Yeah.
that I wish something would have happened.
I
with.
mean,
They had 2 of
that
them.
was kind of good.
we
They did
got
2
to
of
do
them.
official though. So let's keep it official,
Dude,
right?
Cyberpunk Edge
that
Runners
is
too,
no,
but
that is
okay.
official.
Oh, yeah,
They
yeah, yeah.
took some care with that.
Okay.
Well, no. Legacy is official because that actually is released in stores. I own both of those on Blu-ray.
Okay. So
Oh.
are we talking?
This is
Mortal
gonna be
Kombat?
hard.
This is gonna be
You
hard.
can't do 5.
No,
because,
listen.
Look,
Listen.
they're mentioning Cyberpunk Edge Runners. I don't know if you watched that.
Oh, I did. Yeah,
That-
Cyberpunk Edge was
Oh,
great.
my God.
Well, no, it was great.
Oh.
It was great. It was great.
Okay,
it was,
wait,
it
I
was
have
great.
another one.
Okay,
I have
go ahead,
another
go
one.
ahead.
Okay, has anyone seen Arcane? I mean, Arcane.
Yes.
Like,
Uh-oh.
League
And
of
Ar-
Legends,
yes.
like,
There we
Never
go.
played League of Legends.
you go.
Arcane is
Really
amazing.
need to. It was so
Amazing.
That's what everybody said.
storytelling,
Yes.
The animation,
That's
top
that's,
tier.
That's
top
what everybody said.
tier.
Ooh, good one. Fallen Marvel, Street Fighter, Assassin's Fist. That was good live action. I don't know if I put it above Street Fighter 2, the animated movie though.
I mean, here's the thing: Assassin's Fist was really well done.
It was.
but it focused on just Ryuken, Akuma, Goken, and that's fine because it kept it very centralized, and they were able to tell a really cohesive story.
Right.
But in the grander scheme of Street Fighter, it's like, okay, you're not throwing out, but you're basically limiting it's such a small
So like
thing.
4 or
There's so
5
many
characters.
Yeah, there's so many other characters that are not
Yeah,
represented.
100%.
Did we talk about Tekken Bloodlines? I'm scared.
I-
Now
I
that's
like-
a good one.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd put it in the top 5 though.
You have to have one for
I
animated and one
was
for live
very
action.
Yeah,
happy
that
with
is true.
No, it was good. It
yeah.
was good.
I just think they should have had Eddie Gordo instead of
Leroy.
Leroy.
100%.
I think
Leroy Jenkins.
I think they wanted Leroy just for he's a new
'Cause he's
character.
new.
Yeah,
And-
Okay.
and I think at the same time they did not want to animate Eddie Gordo.
because
All
didn't
that movement, they were like,
I
"Nah,
mean,
dude."
I get that, but if I remember correctly, the dude that taught Eddie, I think Capoeira, when he was in jail,
Mhm.
was killed by Ogre. Was he not?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they literally could have fit.
Oh no,
Okay.
they absolutely could have, but they wanted to have another person that's had a blood grudge against Heihachi. They wanted, you know
I mean,
how
I
it
liked
goes.
it. I'm not
Yeah.
taking that away.
Okay.
I'm not
Mhm.
taking
All
away.
right,
I thought
so
it was good.
let's throw out a couple more. Silent Hill.
Yes,
Oh, no,
Silent Hill.
absolutely.
Vastly
Yes.
underrated.
Oh, yeah.
Both Silent
Yes.
Hills are good.
Vastly underrated Silent Hill
Yeah,
as a movie, right?
Yeah.
If you want to talk underrated, we have to talk about Earthworm Jim material.
You mean the cartoon?
Oh God,
Actually-
which came first, the cartoon or the game?
No, the game came first.
The game came first.
the game
but
came first. They only made a cartoon.
Like everything that they've
Not-
ever done with Earthworm Jim has been entertaining as hell.
Not that
All
Nintendo
media
64
that has
game.
ever come from it.
Not
Yeah,
that
that's-
Nintendo
yeah,
Super
that-
Bowl.
yeah,
Don't
the
speak
N64
of that.
Hold on. Marvel, why?
Earthworm
Why?
Jim 3D had some like weird shit, but it was.
They should give it
Marvel-
another chance.
Marvel said Jen shouldn't have beat Leroy. Why?
Why? Please tell me why.
What?
Please tell me why.
Let's see. Devil Jean, star of the show.
Mhm.
There's a whole bunch of reasons he beat Leroy. It's like, come on, dude.
You're right. 100%.
It's like, you know.
100%. Shoot, another one. Obviously, Fatal Fury. Would that make it in the top 5?
Motion
I
picture.
enjoyed
The motion picture.
Yeah, motion picture.
It's always usually between motion picture and 2 because we forget about 1. 1 was just
Yeah.
too strong. Exactly. Like, okay, Fatal Fury, the motion picture. Mega Man. Are we talking the TV series? Marcus A64.
I can't think of any Mega
You mean the
Man that
fighting
actually enjoyed
robot
like that.
or
I don't-
super fighting robot? You mean that TV series?
Yeah.
Because what other Mega Man has he been around?
I mean, Mega Man was on Captain N, but
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
we're
so
really
this
talking about
part
that.
we need to calm down talking about before they hire Tom Holland to do this.
I mean,
Oh my
we're
God,
we're
Tom
we're, we're,
Holland.
we're
Tom
gonna pretty
Holland-
much
I
just
don't know, though.
ignore
Tom
that
Holland-
Uncharted movie. Even
No.
though, I mean, I
Tom
know
Holland
it
as
was,
Mega Man would be interesting.
it was a valiant effort, but I don't know if they should have given Tom Holland,
Here's
Nathan
the thing.
Drake. I
They hired 2 babyface actors to play older characters.
okay.
Because
no,
Mark
you're right.
Wahlberg, Mark Wahlberg is how old now?
I don't know.
Is he in his late 40s, early 50s?
I don't know.
He's got to be
But,
in his early 50s.
All we can say is
Gotta
Bruce
be in his
Campbell
early 50s.
was right there. Like
No,
Bruce Campbell was
absolutely.
right there.
Absolutely.
He
And
was
they
right
even
there.
didn't they even have a cameo from the guy that does the voice?
Yes.
in
On the
there.
beach.
They could have got him.
Well, no,
He's an
He's
actor.
51.
yeah, he's an actor. Absolutely. Okay, so Mark
4 years
Wahlberg
away
is
from being AARP.
so Mark
right?
Wahlberg is 51.
Yeah, he's 51.
Even
Right.
with that mustache, he didn't look like he was older than like maybe 35.
He had a mustache.
Okay.
At the very,
That
very
mustache
end.
was
At the
changed.
very, very end, they finally gave him this kind of sully look.
Right.
You know that, and again, I love Tom Holland. I like Mark Wahlberg, but they're both interesting and they're both whatever.
Ooh.
I cannot
Oh, the
buy.
Final Fantasy
Yeah.
7 Advent
Advent
Children.
Children.
No,
Yeah.
Advent Children,
Oh, yes.
absolutely.
Oh,
Advent
yes.
Children,
Too.
absolutely.
All right, so
I just can't buy Tom Holland beating up grown men.
okay,
It just doesn't look
we're,
right.
I mean,
We're way
past
over
We're way
five.
past. We're way past.
But-
yeah.
Way over.
But- But we have to say, okay,
The
Sonic-
Brotherhood movie was better than Advent Children, and we'll come back to that one day.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
I didn't like the Brotherhood movie that much.
Sonic the Hedgehog
Oh.
or Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Which one would you put? Would you put either of them in? The
I
top
like
five?
2 because Knuckles was
I
beating
like
the
the
hell out of
second
him at
one.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Plus,
one was great.
Idris Elba as Knuckles is hilarious.
The other Steve, that's funny.
Oh, God.
Rampage,
really?
That's funny. That's real
I
funny.
mean,
real
Rampage
funny.
was not a bad movie.
Real funny.
Rampage was fun. Okay, hold on. First time chatter.
Oh
Intensify.
gosh, another bot. Get him
Oh,
out of
get
here.
out of here, bots.
Moderators,
Bots,
please
wow.
get him out of here.
Mods,
I'm on
please on it. Thank you. All right, guys.
What's wrong with you? Are you okay, son?
I love it. All right, guys. We tried to come up with a top 5, but let's talk about what you guys want to talk about. The power is yours.
Wait. I missed something in the chat. Lies. Takeem?
I have no
Lies
idea.
about what?
Man's always saying, stuff like that. But,
Might have been something Superman related.
I wonder if Conceptual Elixirs got timed up for why? I wonder why.
He shouldn't have been. I think he's giving his email to somebody in the chat.
Oh, yeah, that's a no-no. You got to do that as a whisper.
Oh, yeah.
You got to do that as a whisper.
Yeah, you don't want your email going out to everybody, buddy.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
he was trying to
Records of Ragnarok.
Have you checked out Records of Ragnarok?
It must be on Netflix. I have.
Yes, it is actually. Yes,
I think I put it in my list, but see these. Oh, gosh, dudes, I don't know about you guys, but it's like Netflix list keeps getting bigger. Disney Plus, not too much. Hulu, I got stuff that I need to watch. I gotta get caught up on Bleach. I can't believe I stopped watching Bleach at the Hecto Mundo arc. I stopped watching that Hecto.
I've watched the first 2 episodes of 1,000 Year War and haven't been back.
I haven't watched 1,000 Year War because I haven't finished Bleach.
You didn't finish Bleach?
I stopped that. Look, I'm going to tell you why I stopped watching Bleach, right? I was watching Bleach. Great. It was good every week. They literally, episode came on. It says, we're going to stop the current story and tell you a new story. They literally said this in Japanese because I was watching it sub. Right. And they did that, and I was like, wait a minute, what? How are you going to stop this story and start a brand new? I said, I'm not watching it, and I stopped watching it.
So we got 3 really good ones, right?
Okay, well, hold on real quick. Out of Marcus 864, we did not discuss the Royal Rumble.
We did not.
We can definitely talk about that, but go ahead, because I think I see 2 that are really good. And we can
so Arctic Bear 1922 says, can we talk about people dumping on a game before they've even played?
Oh yeah, I wish people would stop doing that.
I really wish people would stop doing that. Like
games, movies, anything.
Yeah, I mean, that's a
just
universal.
try it first, please.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
and if you hate it, then you can walk away.
Case in point, right? I was getting into it with someone on Facebook, and this is, going back to this whole Snyder followers, Snyder bots, like. Before James Gunn had even announced what he was going to do with DC, people had already made up their minds that they were going to hate it. It's like, they haven't even released anything yet. What are you talking about that it's going to be terrible? What do you mean?
Well, they got a
bad...
I
just hate the idea of it.
Yeah. They got a bad track record.
Yeah, no, they do. 100% do. MR Balton says, let's talk about the layoffs at Microsoft affecting their Xbox teams.
I don't know what the heck they're doing.
Yeah.
What, they laid off some people?
Yeah.
A lot of people.
How many?
A lot.
It's like Google laid off a lot of people.
Or some shit.
40,000?
Google laid off like 10,000 people.
God.
So
Wow.
Microsoft
Like,
probably...
there's massive tech layoffs, and I think that has everything to do with RumbleVerse and what everything is. Wow. Okay. And Morris says, first of all...
Read it.
Oh, you
Somebody
got jokes.
All right, got you.
And Mora got jokes.
All right, so Mora Nightmare brought
Mora
up
got jokes.
and redeemed a highlight for this.
Yes, he did.
First of all, Kenshiro, I loved you in Bullet Train. What was it like working with Brad Pitt? No, but seriously, what are your thoughts on the canceled Titanfall Legends project? It would have taken place between Apex Legends and Titanfall.
So what was this, like a cross collab that they were going to do? Type deal?
Possibly.
But
while you're waiting for the response to that and the clarification, what was it like working with Brad Pitt?
Oh my God! Shut up.
Did he smell as good as he looks?
I'm not going to comment on that because there's no way that even if I was Brian Tyree Henry that I would even ever mention about how good another man smells. I just don't roll.
Whatever,
that way.
man. You see,
I just don't roll that way.
I think, yeah. Yeah, you're definitely a Thomas the Tank Engine.
Jesus,
Absolutely.
guy. Anyway, MR Balton says, will Hogwarts Legacy get fair reviews, or will it be tainted by the J.K. Rowling controversy?
I would hope they would review the game and not what she said.
It's going to be tainted.
It's going to be tainted.
Look,
it's going to be
the
tainted.
name itself is going to be tainted, but this property has the potential to, like, actually be good. Like, what I've seen so far is fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
It's not what I thought it was going to be. The battles and stuff are actually kind of fast paced. There's the skill trees and things are easy enough to like get, but you can make a fucking wizard in this game, and it's not bad looking. It's just fuck, man.
I get it when it's
No,
$20.
it's definitely like how do you feel about it? You know what I mean? It's like, oh, controversy, but gameplay looks beautiful, and the amount of customization.
They
looks
also
amazing.
came out right away and said that this game has nothing to do with her. They just have the rights to the property as well. So that was already something that's been stated.
But I think
Right.
people's issue is that, they paid her to have that. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh,
It's
paid her
like,
for the
oh,
license.
I get,
Yeah, paid her for the
exactly.
license,
So
yeah.
she's still getting paid for it, and that's like the fence
It's
issue of
saving-
this game.
It's like giving a dude $50 to buy his puppy because he's treating it bad versus stealing it. It's the same thing.
Wow.
Okay, that's a hell of an analogy. All right, but okay.
Gokai Red is asking, is anyone picking up WWE 2K23?
That game looks good.
I am.
I wonder if it's gonna play good.
I've already pre-ordered it.
Better.
You have.
I've already pre-ordered it yesterday. Actually.
Is there a reason why? A special reason?
No. It's just like, okay, for example, I like the WWE games because they're create a character or create a wrestler is usually really, really good.
Right.
And the other thing is, after they had to skip a year because was it 2K21 would have been 2K21 got canceled because 2K20 was so bad.
Oh my God, I still have nightmares about that. That was so funny.
I mean, it's like 22 was actually really decent, but 23, and again, I don't know how they keep doing it. I guess because it's next gen and they can just like focus on making it. Now granted, there's still a PS4 version or whatever, but this new one looks really good. John Cena's on the cover. You cannot get the icon version anymore. I think you have to get that directly from WWE. But the icon version, there's nothing special about it. It's $20 more than a deluxe, which is what I pre-ordered. And the only difference is you get some My Universe cards or whatever. I'm like, you already know I'm not going to play that mode anyway. So, will the Batista film be good?
Oh, the M. Night Shyamalan one.
That's part of the problem. I don't know if it's going to be good or not.
You know what? Speaking of people that kind of get, that their reputation somewhat precede them. M. Night Shyamalan he always has great concepts, but it seems like the execution of his movies leave a lot to be desired.
I need to still watch Old.
Right?
Okay, hold on.
Like Old is the prime example of what I'm talking about.
We'll see. A redeem message. I have a question for our new guest. What are your thoughts on Brendan leaving
Panic at the Disco?
Panic at the Disco. That's for
No,
Sam.
I didn't know. Oh,
You're not new.
You're not new.
No, I know. I'm always responding to Spotty out loud because I'm used to him being.
I see.
Here.
Sam, this one's for you. And Maura's got a question for you. What are your thoughts about?
She's muted.
Oh, she's muted. She's muted.
Hello.
There you are.
Hey.
No, oh my God. I'm
Hey, look,
sorry.
that wasn't us.
There-
That wasn't us. That was all her. Go ahead.
It was me. I'm sorry. Okay, it's very funny that you assume that I'm into emo music, but hey, you're right.
Oh.
Anyway.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, there's a lot of controversy about that man. See, it's like again, it's funny because it's one of those like the video game things. It's very nostalgic, but maybe it's okay. Maybe it's okay that he's leaving. Because isn't it just him anyways now? Does anyone else know about this
No.
topic?
Honestly,
I personally don't.
I'm so glad you're here because I am totally lost on what this subject is even
Oh my
about.
goodness.
But that's
That's
part of the reason why we wanted to have you here.
Right. That's why Mora asked was just like
Exactly.
Mora knows what like the rest of us would be like.
Exactly.
Yeah, I couldn't answer that.
Oh, okay. It's been 19 years. They've been together 19 years.
So it's like,
Yeah,
okay, so
nostalgic for me.
Wait, who's been together 19 years?
whoever they're
Panic
talking
at
Panic at
about.
the Disco.
Yeah,
Oh.
whatever they're talking
But they ain't been together as long as us. Everybody in this room has been
honestly-
together for over 20 years, so we got them beat.
Right. But
There you go.
but
There you
Sam
go.
but
See?
Sam is here, to cover, and we wanted to help her be in the roulette of guests because she covers other things that we don't. And you can ask these kind of
Oh, so
questions.
you're using her. That's messed up.
We're not using her.
Oh my God,
Goodness,
what's
man.
mutually
happening?
beneficial arrangement.
Wow.
Is that what they call it now? That's what
That's
they
what-
call it.
that's what you call
couple
it.
months down
Netflix and
couple months down the
beneficial
line for you let her
Mutually
know.
beneficial arrangement. That's what we call
Oh
this.
my God. So
What?
first when I get on, I'm being sacrificed and now I'm
Right.
being used. What's
Goodness.
happening?
Hey, you're using us too. Well, maybe,
Yeah, okay,
yes.
I'm here.
Exactly, Norman. Exactly.
I'm here for it. It's fine.
Right. So Fallen Marvel says, can Konami just get acquired by somebody already? Amen.
Look, they're
We
making
didn't
too
talk-
much money off
Valid.
their pachinko.
Mm-hmm.
They make billions off of pachinko,
we
man.
didn't even talk
Yeah.
about. In the top fives. We didn't even put Castlevania in it yet.
No, somebody mentioned it. I was going
Somebody
to
mentioned
mention
it.
it.
Definitely
we
But
totally
I
mentioned
was
it.
going
But
to mention
Castlevania
it.
100% should
I
be
was
in
going to mention it.
it.
most
Yeah,
definitely.
Castlevania 100% should be in it. 100% should be in it. Wolverine
No,
Solid
they're
says,
not. Stop dreaming.
They're not going to win
they're
a Super
gonna win a
Bowl.
Super Bowl
There's a dude
2024.
on Twitter who has predicted every Super Bowl winner for like the last 10 years,
Did he
and he's
say
been
it?
spot on.
Did he say it?
Say who?
Did he say the Lions are going to win the Super Bowl?
No.
Oh,
Because that's not going to
The
happen.
Lions,
Damn.
the Lions weren't in the list at all.
damn.
This year, he said the Eagles were going to win. And he said he predicted, like, somebody looked at his Twitter. Now, I don't know how much this was fake. I saw it on TikTok. I'm just bringing it up. I'm not saying this stuff is the truth. It could be completely false. But there's a dude on Twitter, wish I could remember his name. They showed the date on when he predicted this stuff, and it was like 2016 or something like that, which is not 10 years ago, but what have you. And he went through each and every one, and every one he's been right so far. So we'll see.
All right, guys, we are coming close to the end of the show. We're about 900 and some odd change bits left. If you want to redeem that amount and get 15 more minutes of the show, we can do that, or we're getting ready to wrap it up. But, Sam, how has been your first experience being on the show?
It's been awesome. I'm having a great time. Super fun.
Yes, it has been a lot of fun.
I would like
honestly.
to come back.
I would love
Yay.
You know what?
Yay!
Seriously.
I don't know. I don't know.
What?
I don't know. I don't know. You know.
My feelings. Can you my feelings?
Nah, I'm just kidding. Of course. I think you did great. No, I think you've been great, and we would love to have you back. We would love to have you back. Love to have you back.
I think it's hilarious.
We'll have to
Guy
make that
Jordan
work out.
mentioned Double
What's
Dragon live action.
Like,
Yes.
why would you ever put Double Dragon live action in a top 5?
It exists.
But in a top 5?
You have our gratitude.
Oh, boy.
Oh.
Well, looks we're going on 15 minutes. I'm going to go use the bathroom.
Oh,
You
okay.
have our gratitude.
Oh,
This is how you know.
Two.
Okay.
That's how you
So
know our
that's
generation.
two
Like,
cash-ins.
Cash-ins. Got
Wow.
2 cash-ins. So we'll have an extra 15 minutes of the show.
No, that's an extra 30
All
minutes,
right.
buddy.
Are we gonna do 2? Or
That's
are
2
we-
cash-ins. That's 2 $1,000 bits.
Okay.
Cash-ins.
So you want to do a half an hour? That's
Hey, I can do a half an hour.
all right. I can do a half
I
an
got
hour
a lot
too.
of go
I'm
in me.
fun. Producer back there,
Hey.
it probably might be running on fumes, but
It's okay. Thank you for helping keep our lights on again
indeed,
for another week. Thank
indeed.
you so much.
So
All right, so I still didn't hear the Mario one-up
I
sound effect.
didn't either. I don't know what the heck is going on there, but
Well, whatever. We'll start.
figure it
We'll
out.
start this countdown.
all right. The
and-
countdown to
No,
the light
not
bar
yet.
will start as right
No, it starts at 10
at 10 o'clock. At
Oh,
10
we got
o'clock,
3
we'll
minutes.
give you your first 15 minutes.
Yeah, there you
So
go.
there we go. Hype train is
Oh,
super close.
they heard it.
Oh,
They said they heard the. So you heard the Mario sound effect, the little
no.
grab a
No.
grab a green.
Did you
mushroom.
hear the extra life? Did you hear and see the extra life? Say
I
the
didn't
community?
hear it.
I didn't hear
I,
it.
Oh.
I didn't hear it.
So I don't know. He said he heard it
Man,
twice.
man.
Whatever.
probably-
We'll find out. We'll have to listen to
figure
the
it out.
playback.
We'll
I,
figure
it looks like I have more coding.
Hey,
to
Rover
do.
back.
I have more
Rover
coding.
back
to do.
in the house.
In the house.
Ooh.
Oh,
The
so
hype
any,
train
in
is
any case,
close.
so
That's what's up.
I think that means even if they get 15 more minutes, since we're not going to run the credits and we've delayed the rating of Amarok by another half an hour. Sorry, Amarok.
Amrock's got
working on
coffee over there somewhere.
Right.
He'll be all right. Plus, not only that,
Does that
He's
mean,
Coffee does sound good.
not only that, he's a full hour behind. So he's living in the future right now.
that's
We're
true.
in the
Hey,
past.
can I get those lottery numbers, brother? You know, just
And that's the other way around.
Oh, I think that's right. That's the other way
Yeah.
around.
We're in the future. He
That's
should
right.
ask us for the
Right.
numbers. Yeah.
well, technically, Sam's East
No, I'm with you too.
Yeah, same
Yeah,
time.
so-
Same time, man. Same time.
right? So Takeem's saying, how Wakanda Forever is now on Disney Plus, which
It is.
It is.
Yep.
Wow.
I'm getting my
my mom
steelbook
was-
next week. I'm
Yeah.
sure Fallen's getting his steelbook next week
Right,
too.
right. My mom is eagerly awaiting that. So does that mean we go
Steelbook.
back to the power is your screen, or we keep it here? I don't know.
Yeah, we can put a power as your screen. It's not
Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
It's on the
Power
power. No,
Rangers.
well, I thought it was.
Yeah.
It was, but she switched away from it.
I wasn't sure if we
Oh.
were gonna like.
Right,
close out.
then someone came.
Here we go,
through.
here we go,
Two
here we
people
go,
came
here
through
we
in the
go.
clutch.
Oh, there you
So two people came through in the clutch. So what can we say?
Thoughts on Forspoken?
Forspoken.
I haven't played it
Me
yet,
neither.
but I think it's getting a bum rap.
I'm
But
hearing
a lot of people are
it's not
saying
good.
it's just a mid game. It's not good.
I think
but it's not bad.
Maybe it had way too much promo because I've been seeing ads for it every single day for the
Mhm.
last month. Now, again, I didn't play it yet, so I'm not going
Right.
to judge it. But sometimes when a game has got that much hype on it, it's like you might shoot yourself in the foot if it's not spectacular out the box and out the gate. So I don't know.
Yes, Takeem, I took my shirt off and I put it in a toilet and then I peed all over it. And I put it back on.
Wow.
I sure did.
Wow.
And it
Wow.
mysteriously dried right off as soon as I came back in the room. I
All
mean,
right.
goodness, how do you do it?
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
That's a
Wolverine
really good
Solid
tie-dye
X.
job.
How do you do
The
it?
MJ Moonwalker game needs a PS5 remake.
I love that.
Maybe.
But wait, which version are we
one?
talking about? We talking about the Genesis one, which was great, or the arcade one,
All right,
which was
first life is coming up right now. Boom. Life bar, 15-minute countdown.
15-minute countdown.
He is asking about the Woman King, dude. I have not
The
watched
Woman King was fantastic. Honestly, that was a great movie. Great movie.
Hand of Omega. I haven't watched Woman King.
Yeah, me neither.
I have.
Okay,
It was
well,
great.
see, Kenshiro watched it.
There
It was
you
great.
go.
No, it was
they
really
watched
good.
it. There you go.
Woman
Half
King
of
was
it.
really
King,
good.
is that like the Tiger King? No.
No.
Okay, just
It's
Whoa.
it's. I think
Whoa.
I think
Just
what it,
asking.
no. I think what it actually is. It's the true story of the tribe that sold black folks into slavery, or Africans into
Correct.
slavery.
Are you serious?
But-
Correct.
But it's I don't know. You just
There's
have to watch
controversy
it.
supposedly surrounding.
Yeah, there's
it.
major controversy about it.
Wow.
You know.
Amor says the new clip for the Mario movie has Mario in a cat suit. Now, who said
Uh-oh.
meow better, Mario or Sonic?
Um,
Well, obviously,
game.
Mario
From
said
the
it
game.
funny.
from the game. No, from the game Mario, because don't they use an actual cat sound?
I'm not sure.
I
Honestly.
think they do.
It's been a while since I played that Mario one because I have it on the Wii U while
Yeah.
everybody else has it on the Switch.
I'm shocked that you don't stream Mario Maker.
Me?
Yes, you.
I don't have Mario Maker 2.
Oh, okay.
I only have Mario Maker 1. I did not buy Mario Maker 2, though it's a very enjoyable game.
Mhm.
I never make the and the problem, that I have.
I got you.
I got to beat Spider-Man. I beat Last of Us. Now I'm back to Spider-Man,
Well, I mean,
maybe. But it's juggling Spider-Man. So
Yeah.
Spider-Man, Force Unleashed, still playing that.
All right. Right.
Dante's Inferno,
Uh-huh.
still playing that.
Uh-huh.
Right? I'm always gonna keep playing The Binding of Isaac, always, because
Of course.
it's never.
Of course.
So
Fair.
and
You
then
know
I
what?
got other stuff that I want to play that I haven't. It's you guys just don't get it.
So real quick, I might be breaking our own rules, but I feel like I need to ask this question of Sam. So Sam, what games are you mostly maining or playing? Like, what are you mostly into when you play games?
Okay, so right now, especially for making videos, I play things like Overwatch and Smite, for fun.
Oh, there goes Amarok. Yes,
Amarok
I know
all
he's
over
loving
that
that.
Okay.
Yeah, boy.
I got a team built now.
Is that the first Overwatch or Overwatch 2?
It's only
What?
Overwatch 2. Overwatch 1
Only-
was
yeah.
deleted because it's the exact
Yep.
same game.
Oh,
It
wow.
is. Even though they promised
Yeah.
like story modes and beautiful things, and then
We're
they
not
were
going to talk
like,
about that yet. We'll see what happens.
Right.
But yeah, I play those most often. And then as far as like story-based games,
Yeah.
I'm playing Blacktail, which came out last month. It is so good. It's based on like a Slavic folklore story, but it's
And
like
it's all bows and
horror
arrows.
mixed with like mystical awesomeness. It's so cool.
It's beautiful.
The troll in the chat by the name of Takeem 83 says, question for Lady Sam, what did you think of Man of Steel?
I didn't watch it. Shh, I'm sorry.
You didn't
What on my
miss
bad?
anything.
No sweat on my
Okay.
Oh wait,
See, that's
stop
bad.
that. Stop that.
You
Man of Steel was a good
didn't
movie.
miss
I don't care what
anything.
anybody
You
says.
missed the brooding. Boy,
Yeah.
you just missed
Look,
you missed
Man of Steel
the
was a good
brooding
movie.
Superman. I don't know
Wait,
what
wait,
to
wait,
do.
wait.
Man of
I
Steel
had a
was a good
question.
I
movie.
don't
All right,
know
what's
who
your
No,
question?
go ahead,
I
producer.
am.
What's the question?
My question is, was Man of Steel when they made Superman taste like Batman? Is that the
Yes.
movie?
Yep,
Okay, all right,
absolutely.
yeah,
I
yeah.
said
don't
when
know
Superman
who I
told
am.
Superman
And your
tastes like
daddy.
Batman.
What?
And your daddy.
No.
They-
Just
not
let him
taste-
die. Let him
Yeah.
die.
Okay.
You can't say more.
I am
Yep.
I am on record saying that was the stupidest death in comic book movie history.
Let them
that was
die.
dumb as hell.
What? Jonathan Kent?
Yes.
Oh no, absolutely.
That was the dumbest thing ever.
Because they took away what made that death hit hard for Superman.
Exactly.
It's like you can't. If he gets killed in a tornado, Superman could have stopped that.
Yes.
Literally.
Dies from a heart attack, Superman
Can't
can't
stop
stop that. That's
Can't
what
stop cholesterol.
that was. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. You can't
Exactly.
stop that.
Listen, you said stop it. He not only could have saved the people, Superman could have stopped the tornado with a blow that
Yep.
could have been just like,
Yeah,
and it would
absolutely.
have stopped the tornado.
Absolutely. And then Head of Omega brought up for Sam. Have you seen or what do you think of Fifth Element?
Classic. We talked about this before, actually.
Oh, I
It was,
know.
like,
We
the first
we
time
just
we did.
met.
we
They
just
like
getting it
rubbing
on.
salt. in the
We're just
wound.
getting it on record.
Yeah.
Classic.
They just like rubbing
Okay, but
salt in the
also-
wound. That's all. That's all. They just
Okay.
like yeah.
Fifth Element, classic. But also it had Mila
Jovovich.
Mila
Yes,
Jovovich.
who was also in the Resident Evil movie.
Yep.
Who
which
was
I
also married
thought
to
was
the
really
director.
good.
Okay, so
There
she
you go.
thought the Resident Evil movies were really good.
I don't hate the Resident Evil movies. I said I had an expectation,
For the second,
and I
one,
was
for the second one, right? Yeah, the second one.
and
yeah.
I was disappointed. I have watched every single one of them, and I've been entertained after I got over that
You gotta get over
expectation.
it. Yeah.
I said, "Look,
Okay.
it's not going to be like the games. Let me just watch these movies."
There you go. They're good. They're good if you didn't play the game. If you just like kind of look the other way, they're like good on their own.
You got to look
Yeah.
the other way.
Yeah, right.
What did
Oh.
Richard Pryor say on Superman 3?
You know, hey.
No. I think it's the other one.
No,
Thank
no,
the
no.
Lord for Superman.
No, that's my favorite one.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, no,
I,
that
had,
one is good.
I had to throw that drop
Yeah, I
in
know,
there
I got you.
because that drop has always been funny to me.
Yes.
You know, but hold on, where is it?
It should be the same page.
Oh, of course, there it is.
What's Superman? Indeed. Yes.
Richard Pryor made that movie. I don't
you
care.
100%
I don't care
did.
how dumb the movie actually was. Watching Richard Pryor in that movie is
Yes,
just brought
he
a
made that
huge
movie.
smile to my face. That and that freaking that Superman video game that
yeah.
should have been an actual game. I'm like, dude,
I was looking for that.
how y'all gonna make this Superman game look like the best possible game ever? And you never actually make that game.
Dude,
I was mad.
And they were playing all the Atari sounds.
Oh, yeah,
So you knew you
absolutely.
were looking for it on
Absolutely.
the Atari. But it never came out.
But here's the thing. That's a movie trope that I always hated. No matter what, for the longest time in TV,
Yeah.
all video games made Pac-Man sound effects from Atari.
Yeah.
All of them.
All of
Then
them.
eventually it translated to I think eventually did they start using a couple Sonic sounds or was it Mario sounds? I know after a while Atari
No,
was
it's
like
never Mario. Because
Okay. It was
Nintendo
always-
would have been up there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true. That's
but it was
true.
But you hear
always
Sonic's
Pac-Man.
rings.
Yeah.
It was always Pac-Man, though.
Yeah, it was always Pac-Man.
Yeah.
Whether it was
Pac-Man,
the
Pac-Man,
Atari
Pac-Man.
Pac-Man or whether it was arcade Pac-Man.
Yep.
Like you thinking of Ferris Bueller's Day Off
Yeah.
when
Uh-oh.
Rooney gets busted at
Yeah.
at the burger joint when she blew the
Yeah.
straw. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know. It's that's always been their thing. It's like for the longest time, producers would or filmmakers would like, yeah, we can only use the Atari sound effects. I'm like, no, you can use other ones.
Right.
People know no other video game sound effects. I'm
Exactly.
sorry. It's like, come on now.
Exactly. Man, do you remember don't we live in a surreal world where nowadays, back in the 80s, when we were growing up, Atari was like literally the only system.
Atari could have still been the only
Yeah,
system
and
had
then-
they had that hubris taken away because
Right.
Nintendo had nobody to publish their stuff, and they went to Atari. Nintendo, it could have been the Atari Switch right now.
Yeah.
Yo, Head of Omega is funny. Superman Legacy better have Superman flying through those rings.
Oh God, absolutely not.
That's funny, man. No,
Ugh.
that's actually kind of funny though.
Okay. Wait.
Marvel
wait.
versus Capcom movie. Yeah, okay.
Oh, if what?
Oh my
wait, if
God,
Ready
dude,
Player
that
One
would
happened.
be-
Okay.
ugh.
Yeah.
Stop leasing but if they could stop leasing properties to shitty producing direct. That's
That's
there-
in regards to what?
So,
something Gokai Red said, I guess. What did he say? Let's see. Too bad we'll never get a Marvel versus Capcom.
Oh no.
Yeah. No.
No, that's
Licensing nightmare.
Yeah, that, and not only that,
Yeah.
there are certain characters in Marvel that are just untouchable. Like why?
Yeah.
Like that wouldn't even be a challenge.
If you
Like that
put,
honestly wouldn't even be a challenge. That's literally like putting like Dragon Ball against like I don't know. One
Put
Punch or
Thanos
something.
in there with the Infinity Gauntlet like he has.
Yeah, there's
Right.
and again, and they've even said the Infinity
Yeah,
Stones
that's
only
the
work
concept.
in that particular universe. So you take them anywhere
Right.
else, you're screwed.
So, Sam, anime choices. Like,
Hmm.
what's your flavor? Like, what are you watching now? What are
Oh.
you into? What have you watched in the past?
Okay. Well, let's see. I mean, I've watched all the mainstream good stuff like Attack on Titan, that stuff. I mean, I started with things like Yu Yu Hakusho. That's one of my favorites
Okay.
ever,
Mhm.
forever and ever. I just started watching this one on Netflix called Romantic Killer. So it's kind of like a shoujo style. You have a
Romantic
female.
I think I heard of that. That
main
just came out, right?
It is so funny. Yeah,
Okay.
it just came out.
Okay.
It's hilarious. The basis is like this girl this little like fairy creature wants her to fall in love, so they take away everything that she loves, like me. So it's like video games, chocolate, and her cat.
Okay.
And it's like you will fall in love, or you'll never get these things back. So the whole,
I mean, why are you holding her hostage like that? That's crazy.
the whole basis of this story is to make this girl fall in love with somebody. And it's hilarious, and she's just fighting it the whole time. Very funny.
That sounds very Stockholm syndrome-y.
Right?
Not as bad as Don't Leave Me Alone, Daisy. That was an anime from like the 90s where this guy, imagine Steve Urkel,
Okay.
right? But a little bit smarter, and he kidnaps Laura.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
don't me that one's pretty
Okay.
bad.
That
Don't
sounds
me
like- that
don't
sounds
leave me
like-
alone, Daisy.
That
Look
sounds
it
like
up.
that sounds like a Steve
Pretty-
Urkel fever
All
dream.
right.
And it's not like
Yeah.
it's supposed to be like a comedy. It's not like, but it's really kind of fucked up.
Okay. What else have you
goodness.
been? What else have you been watching or consuming?
So I'll basically watch anything. I just started recently rewatching Noragami. If anyone has ever seen that, it's about Japanese gods. It is so cool. I love it. The action scenes are great. The character development is beautiful, and you got some like spooky vibes in there because you're dealing with things like, you know, ghouls essentially, people that have died, and the kind of monsters that bad energy creates. It's a very interesting show. But I'll basically watch anything. So I'll watch, you know, the cutesy cute stuff like Fruits Basket, and then I'll watch anything to like JoJo.
I haven't watched the new Fruits Basket, but I
this
watched the old
is-
one.
This is somewhat stereotypical. Are you saying you didn't watch Death Note or Tokyo Ghoul?
I love Tokyo Ghoul. Excuse me. I love Tokyo Ghoul. I literally just recently just saw a an art book in Barnes and Nobles of the beautiful like watercolor art style. So it's got like the street style with like the watercolors. So beautiful.
So should I continue watching that? Because I watched up until he became a cop. I'm gonna call him a cop because that's basically what he is. I watched
Like when he gets his white hair.
Yeah, I stopped watching it then because it kind of like it didn't have the same flavor. Because I liked up until like where he's fighting this thing, he doesn't want to be this, and then he gives into it after Jason beat his toes in or whatever he was
Beat his
doing.
toes.
Oh my God.
in.
You know,
Hilarious.
literally
Literally
well,
beat his toes in.
I will say that the manga is better than the anime.
Yeah.
I still really enjoy the anime. I just think that the manga has things that are more expanded upon, so you get more backstory and things make a little more sense, whereas the anime I feel like moved quickly and skipped some really interesting important things. But yes, Tokyo Ghoul, good stuff.
Love having someone else on the show.
I'll finish watching
that
it
can
then.
talk anime with me.
I've been talking
I
anime.
all
can,
day.
right, I can talk. I can talk
Don't
anime
worry.
all day. It's
Yeah,
just,
He acts like it doesn't exist. I
Right.
watch anime literally every day.
Listen,
Every day. Literally every day.
Man. It makes for a boring show if it's just you and me talking.
This
You know
thing
what I
right in
mean?
front of me every day. Right now I'm getting
Look,
caught up on my
I'm-
One
I'm-
Piece.
I'm-
so you're selling yourself short. Either that or you're saying you're
Kaguya-sama's in my
really boring.
freaking queue right there.
No, I'm saying if it's just him and me, because we know you don't watch no recent anime.
I don't. You know
Right.
why? Because I like the stuff that I like.
There you go.
But you can
There-
find
there
stuff
you-
that you
you
like.
find
now.
stuff that you like, you
Eventually,
really try.
at some point,
Right.
after I got to wade through all the weeds.
Like the new Trigun, I'm not too impressed with that one.
I
man.
mean,
I don't know what they're
everybody's
doing.
really crapping on it.
I'm not crapping on
am-
it.
I like it.
There's no character development going on at all. It's like everything that you watched in the original one, build up. Vash the Stampede, who is he? Finding all that stuff about him. Finding out all the other characters coming in there and getting to know these characters. The fourth episode, man, second episode, his brother's already there. We didn't even know he had a brother until halfway through the series.
Spoiler alert.
I mean, we knew he had a brother
Oh,
in the
yeah,
first
right.
episode of this one.
I'm
so-
sorry if it's a sport. And it's just like, they're not developing any character at all. Not Vash,
Look,
not Meryl, not
Ooh.
anybody. Like,
I-
I
I'll
see
say-
it in the
yeah.
comments about Soul Eater. That's a great one.
I like Soul
That was a
Eater.
really
Soul
good
Eater
one.
was actually really fun. to
Soul
watch.
Eater Not, which is supposed to be like the second season, was garbage. I'm sorry, but it was.
Oh, she's got hot takes too.
Okay, hold up.
Excalibur.
She got hot
I'm
takes too.
sorry.
Wait, producer, what were you saying?
Excalibur.
Producer was
I'm from
saying.
the
Oh,
United
I'm sorry,
Kingdom,
producer.
and I'm
What
looking
were
for
you
her.
saying? What were
You're
you saying?
fine.
don't be sorry. I mean, as the Asian person here, I don't. You guys are light years ahead of me. I don't really watch that much anime.
She
so-
last one she watched was Food
Look,
Wars.
Just-
I always have like recommendations. I always feel like my best friend didn't like anime for a very long time. It took me 4 years, but now she watches it.
Yeah.
Well, she loves anime. She just doesn't watch anime.
I'm just picky. I'm really picky about what I
Extremely
watch.
Valid.
picky.
picky.
Super
Valid.
picky.
Yeah,
super picky.
She loved Food
Make her-
Wars.
make
Food
her
Wars
watch-
is good. Food Wars
make
is
her
good.
Food
watch-
Wars is so good.
Made
But
me
make her
hungry.
watch
It's
Main
great.
Abyss.
Oh, Made in Abyss is probably.
Oh,
Gosh.
oh,
Oh,
traumatizing.
Made in
Never watched
Abyss.
Made in Abyss?
Traumatizing.
I just finished the second season of Made in Abyss, and I was like, my gosh, could they have God, my gosh.
Oh,
I thought oh my
Yes.
gosh.
Nigga, watch
that's
Made
the
in
kind
Abyss.
of stuff that makes you want to just like, rock back and forth. in
I
the
just
corner
couldn't
and be
believe they
like,
did what they were doing.
Sorry, Takeem.
You know what's?
Uh-oh.
Oh, you guys got another quarter
Uh-oh.
though.
Sure do.
This is the round 2, right?
Nope. That's a game
Not
over.
yet.
Yeah, but see,
Yeah,
they
turn it
put
off and then turn it back on.
No, they put another quarter in.
They did.
Somebody did put another quarter?
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
we
got
had
two.
2. We had 2.
Oh
but,
boy, good thing I closed
Uh-oh.
tomorrow.
Did it
It's-
go off?
It's
We're
acting
like-
funny.
our
Hold
day
on.
jobs.
Hold on.
We're like,
Actually, I'm gonna wait.
Uh,
I'm gonna give it a couple seconds and then I'll hit the button.
all right.
Okay, yeah. Do that.
And hitting the button.
I want to watch that record.
It's giving me like a
Ragnarok.
3/4 check mark, so it's not doing it. So
Oh, yeah.
maybe-
So it's not done. Once it's done,
Mhm.
then
It should have been done after you heard Ryu die.
So, do you cosplay also or anything like that, or do you visit any of the cons?
I've definitely been to cons. I haven't really cosplayed yet, but I would like to. It just, if you don't know how to sew, it's like money,
Yeah.
money, money.
Hot glue your dress together or something.
Oh,
I don't
boy.
know.
Yeah, it's ready.
Got Vinland Saga season 2 to watch. Man, I got so much farting anime to watch.
Oh yeah.
Hmm?
Let's see this right here. How many series? I wish they would do something.
Has anyone?
Nope.
Go ahead.
Not
Oh.
working.
Oh, I'm sorry. Has anyone seen Blue Exorcist? Because I recently just watched the second season that I didn't know was exactly a second season because it was more of a half season because I guess the first season, half of it wasn't canon.
Hmm.
So
I have now
Half
watched
of the
Blue
season wasn't canon. That's interesting.
literally. So I guess that the producers of the show made the show without the manga being finished. So when the manga artist finished it,
Mhm.
they made the second season based on the manga.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
No,
Very,
I have not.
very
They,
watched
they,
interesting
were, they were in
mind.
such a rush to get it to TV. They're like, you know what? We're not waiting for nothing. Nothing official. We're just gonna do
Literally.
it.
Hand of
Yep, I
Omega.
started.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Hand of Omega. Made in Abyss. Made in Abyss is, I won't say worse than Promised Neverland, but it's more fucked up than Promised Neverland.
100%.
Way
Neverland,
more.
like the trailer
Promised
was
Neverland was messed
presented
up.
as
Yeah.
messed up, but then it wasn't actually as messed up as
Yeah.
it presented.
Yeah. Promise.
Oh,
The knowing about what Promised Neverland was the fucked up part, but Made in Abyss is just,
Is actually.
dude. Man, if it was not like, oh my gosh,
If it
man.
wasn't animated, could you think about how messed up that
it would be so
It's like one of
fu-
those things that I'm like, if this wasn't animated,
Yeah, it would be. And I hear they want to do a live action for it. I don't see them putting
How?
kids in this. I don't know how.
Although, okay, so has anyone seen Parasite?
Oh yeah,
That
seen
anime?
Parasite, yeah.
They made the live action for that. What did we think of that? Did anyone?
I don't
see
know if
it?
I saw the live action. I saw the anime though.
Thank you.
It was interesting because, like, I mean, you have alien monsters coming out of people's bodies and stuff. So the live action was okay. They tried.
They
They tried.
typically try. Me personally, I've not been a big fan of anime to live action adaptations, and
Because they're usually garbage.
and they try to do one-to-ones. They try to do one-to-ones. They usually are
Mhm.
garbage. I have not been much of a fan, but I will watch One Piece when it comes out because I've been watching One Piece since it was fan sub only. It was not available in the U.S. Kaizoku fan subs were the ones that were doing it, and they used to put
damn,
some,
he even remembers the sub.
fancy-
The
What
What is
sub.
the one that
Yes.
has, like,
and they
episodes?
put some
Damn.
love in the
OG,
subtitles.
Oh,
Yeah.
gee.
When you talk about Yu Yu Hakusho, I have fan subs on VHS of Yu Yu Hakusho
Still
in my
got
basement.
those?
Oh
In
my
my
god.
basement, yes.
All right.
I have the box sets and stuff that I got. Oh my
Nice.
goodness.
Is,
All right.
is One Piece the one that has like 5,000 episodes or
Not
Yep.
5,000.
Correct. That is correct.
They're a
Closing
little
in on
over
it.
It's factually correct.
Not
It's
5,000.
factually
It's
correct.
It's
over
closing in on
5,000.
it.
Yes.
It's over 1,000.
Well, 1,000.
It's
Mhm.
over 1,000.
Dude, that's longer than the Simpsons episode.
What do you think of One Punch Man? That one I actually liked. I liked One Punch Man.
That was good.
Yeah, that was a good one. I haven't seen anything but the first season though.
I thought we watched the second season.
I fell
How'd
asleep.
I watch the second season?
You
didn't
watched the
watch it.
second season. You watched the second season.
I watched.
I enjoy One Punch Man. See, now that's something new that I've watched.
It is
and I
very much
own both
There you
seasons,
go.
2 of the seasons so far.
Yeah.
We'll give you a free meter.
Oh my gosh.
So
I'm
yeah,
going through
well,
this
here's
list.
the thing: you guys have about 10 minutes left.
Mm-hmm.
There is no second. There's no third life. So just let you guys know ahead of time.
Who
There's no
watched
third life.
Gundam the White Witch? Man, there's too many Gundam
Gundam
series.
is great. Gundam the White Witch is really good.
Which one did I just put in here? Oh, I put the White Witch from Mercury. It's in my
Oh, yeah.
list.
The
Haven't
Witch from
started
Mercury
it.
is
No,
good.
Gundam has been going on
Haven't
for a long
stopped.
time too, hasn't
Yeah,
it?
since like
since
the 70s.
1970.
Yeah. So Gundam's pretty long.
Pretty long.
I don't think
Chainsaw
it's-
Man. Did you watch Chainsaw Man,
Oh.
Samtaro?
Oh my god,
Listen.
not yet.
Go ahead.
Not all of it, okay?
I like
Not all
Chainsaw
of it
Man.
yet.
It's pretty good.
That one was okay. Yeah.
Beautiful. Has anyone seen Jujutsu Kaisen?
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yes.
I wish I went
What
to
did-
go see the movie.
what
I
did
didn't go see
everybody
the movie.
think?
I like it.
I
Because
thought it was good.
okay, me too. Me too. I feel like a lot of people said that it was very mid, and I was
No.
like, why?
I liked it
So-
a lot.
Why?
I think part of the problem is, and this is if a shonen anime is getting ready to come out, shonen anime is probably the most tropey of them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Facts.
if it doesn't have a great concept going in, like My Hero has a really great concept. Dragon Ball had a really great concept and it was kind of originator. Yu Yu Hakusho has a really great concept, right? Jujutsu Kaisen kind of doesn't have a fantastic concept. It has pretty good. It has
Yeah.
really good characters, but not really a great
Right.
concept, right?
Maybe
So-
that's why I like it so much.
Right.
I'm like, but I like the people.
yeah, dude. Like, what is it? What's my name? Not Honda. I think is it Honda? Not the Panda Bear for one is a great one, but the
Right,
guy
right.
That likes the
basically-
booties.
and they were basically
That
became
dude-
friends.
That dude, soon as he went out and asked that
Yes.
question, and they became friends, I'm
Yes,
like,
dude, I
this
was like,
dude is
yes.
fucking awesome.
Yes, dude, I was like,
Yeah.
this dude is
Oh, yeah.
awesome. I
Yeah.
love this guy.
Case closed.
But I was gonna bring up a very interesting fact about Chainsaw Man and how maybe its popularity is a little bit overstated.
Mhm.
It's Volume 1, the DVD Volume 1 just came out. I think worldwide.
DVD.
I mean, not DVD,
Yeah.
Blu-ray. Just came out. Just came out, right?
Yeah.
Volume 1. First volume, first collection episodes. Only sold 1,500 copies
Okay.
worldwide.
You know why? Because
Is
physical
it because
media.
it's on
Yeah, it's on DVD
like,
for one.
Crunchyroll? Like,
No, these are its physical media and it was first released like 1,500. And by contrast, I think there was another one that did like 100,000 or something like that.
Okay, but which anime was it?
I forget which one.
So
Ooh, bing.
here's the thing: you have to understand, anime, as much as we all like it, is still a niche thing. So physical buys of anime are always going to be low. Now, again, if it's Dragon Ball, that's a different thing. If it's Naruto, that's a different thing. If it's Pokemon, that's a different thing. But something called Chainsaw Man is only going to appeal to people that have already seen the show, and most of the people that have seen the show have already streamed the show. A lot of them aren't going to just go buy it. Go ahead, Dido.
And if you're like me, I used to buy a lot of anime. I used to have a lot because that's where you got it. Unfortunately, growing up, you didn't have the streaming. You started off with the fan subs when you were trading around with people, the stuff that came on television.
Yep.
And then when they started releasing the VHS, because I was there buying Ranma VHS, I was spending my whole entire check. So Ranma, Cowboy
Right.
Bebop,
Right.
Trigun,
Right.
classics.
yeah,
Okay.
all
But
that
also,
stuff.
like, if you're talking about like mainstream things like Naruto and Pokemon and Dragon Ball, those things have had so much time
Mhm.
to become mainstream and be in people's faces.
Yeah.
That's probably why those things are like they're everywhere. Like you go to Walmart and get like a Dragon Ball Z T-shirt.
Exactly.
Yes,
exactly.
but I don't buy anymore because of streaming.
Right.
I don't have a reason to buy because as much as I like watching stuff, a lot of the stuff I only want to watch once.
Yeah.
The stuff that I
agree.
continue,
I agree.
yeah, the stuff I
agree.
own, I watch multiple times. Project
so
Echo,
I have the
every
information
year.
for you guys. So I have
All
the
the time.
information for you guys. So I pulled up the article.
Guyver.
The information comes from Japan as Blu-ray and DVD. Blu-ray and DVD were totaled overseas for the last week. This is just this past week. Worldwide sales.
Mhm.
Chainsaw Man's first volume hit the shelves just this past week, but its rollout was shockingly slow. Only 1,735 copies of the Blu-rays and DVDs were sold, which is
What
dismal.
was the retail price?
I have no idea. It's just volume 1, so you would think maybe it'd be around
How
like
many
15
episodes?
to 20.
How many episodes?
Shit, maybe 4 or 5. I don't know. But
Really?
anyway, for instance, shows like Licorice Recoil did insane numbers with its Blu-ray launch. Sales were over 23,000 in a week. Bocchi the Rock, which was another popular one, did nearly 17,000 copies in a week. The Eminence in Shadow, which is a great show,
That's a good show.
mustered up 3,163 sales in 1 week. Chainsaw Man didn't even do half of that. So I think that's why a lot of people are like saying maybe it's not nearly as popular as a lot of people like to think it is. That's all.
Again,
Maybe.
it fills a particular niche. It's like, and like Sam said, it's not one of the heavy hitting mainstream.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody's heard of this thing, type
Right.
of thing. So, and with streaming, you don't necessarily need to buy the thing.
It was super hyped going into the season, though.
Takeem,
super
yes.
hyped.
You're 100% right, Takeem. That anime, what is it called?
Licorice Recoil.
Yeah, Recoil. It was like John Wick with schoolgirls. Especially it was. I mean, they're basically secret assassins. They all dress up in the schoolgirl uniforms and whatnot, but they're, secret assassins. They all have proficient, skills in, combat, shooting with their guns. And one of the girls, she's dodging bullets, but she doesn't want to kill anymore.
Yep.
So she shoots people with blood bullets where they think they got hit,
Mm-hmm.
knock them out or whatever. But other people.
I'm seeing prices now. Granted, this is eBay, but as far as the translation, $60 for the Blu-ray, and that's why ain't nobody buying it.
Crazy.
Oof.
Crazy.
Is it like all the episodes?
That's crazy.
It just says volume 1. So I don't know how many
But
episodes.
$60? No way.
Crunchyroll's like $15, and I can watch Chainsaw Man and all the other.
Exactly.
And again, and that's the problem you run into with stuff that's niche like that. If they do a physical pressing of any of that thing, they're trying to recoup their money off of its price, and it's like, man, nobody's buying a $60 anime,
Right.
Not unless it's the complete series
Mm-hmm.
on Blu-ray. Yeah, then I'll drop like, $60-$70 if it's, multiple discs or multiple volumes or whatever. But if it's volume 1, no, absolutely not.
I absolutely love that we're doing
That'd
all
be
this
the
talk.
best anime on the planet.
Right? For $60? And it's only one volume?
But that's how, remember back in the day when you could only get anime through mail order and Akira VHS?
Yeah.
Vampire Hunter D, Akira, all that stuff. That's how much they cost.
Let's put it into perspective. One of the best examples of way overpriced anime back in the day was Angel Cop.
Yeah.
Angel Cop was one episode on a tape for $25.
Mm-hmm. For 30 minutes.
Yeah.
30
And it
minutes
was
of
a 6 episode series.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to get all of it, you coming out of $150.
Yeah, $150.
Like, no, absolutely not.
Right. So I love that we're talking
Said I
about
could
all
buy
this
an
anime.
actual
That's
chainsaw
great.
for $60. Absolutely.
Exactly. Right. So do you remember this one, Dido? It's getting a new season. Magical Girl Raising Project.
Yeah.
Getting a new season.
Really?
Wait,
Yes.
Magical Girl Raisin?
You would
Dude,
like
this
this
shit
one.
is crazy.
Right off bat, that name,
Crazy.
you be thinking,
Yes.
Magical Girl. I ain't watching no shit Magical Girl.
Exactly.
Until they start killing
Instead
each
of
other
killing each
the
other.
violent
It is
way that
great.
you like.
Ooh,
It-
oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
Okay.
That reminds me, has anyone seen Wonder Egg Priority? Because that is in the
Yes.
same boat as Magical Girl.
Yes.
Because you get
I'm
the
around. You
Magical
want to tell her
Girl-
about Wonder Egg Priority?
Tell me.
He
What
got
do you-
he got that
I
smile.
loved,
Hey,
I
dude,
loved it.
the look on his
He
face
got that
says it
big
all.
wide cheese grin.
Dog,
Go ahead.
the look on his face says it all. Like, come on, man.
Oh my god.
Share it. Share the pain. Share it.
Like, what do you want me to say? First of all, when I first saw the animation, I was like, "What the hell are they doing with Nagatoro?"
Okay. But the animation is so crisp.
Sure, it
it's
is.
clean for a psychological horror anime. to come out
Indeed,
the way
it
it
is. Yes, indeed, it is. Yeah.
I got a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Do you guys feel like there's a generational, like, you know how we have people for the culture?
Mhm.
Do you feel like there's a generational drop off, like people who like comics, the superhero movies, the TV shows, but then do you feel like there's a generational gap between who likes anime and who doesn't like anime?
Sure. I think so. Mostly because it's what you're familiar with as you're growing up, right? When we were
Right.
growing up, we didn't have access to manga and anime. It was comics. That was it. We had Spider-Man, Amazing Friends. We had the X-Men. We had those types of cartoons were on our TV.
Mm-hmm.
You think you're getting into people of like Sam's age? They grew up with Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Yu Yu Hakusho. There's manga everywhere, readily available. And the appeal of that is that it's more short form, definitive beginning, definitive end storytelling, where you got Marvel and DC doing reboots every other year. Like,
I mean, we had to travel to Chicago to get manga back in the day.
yes.
You know what I mean?
Was it
that
more
was
like a
that was pretty
bootleg?
much the time that we could find
Oh,
stores that
bootleg?
had
That's
manga.
sad.
Was it
So
bootleg?
like-
No, it was untranslated. It was
They-
still in
they-
Japanese.
You can
How
get
about that?
some manga here if you look. If you went to Borders.
This is
No, no, no,
pre-borders.
no, no.
This is pre-borders.
This is
No, no, no,
First-
not Borders.
The
Excuse
first
me,
time we
back
could,
up, back
yeah,
up.
go ahead.
There was a few comic book stores because Viz was putting out Ranma 1/2. And
I know,
Project Egg
but
and stuff
back when
like
we
that.
were hitting up ASIN like almost every year.
Yeah.
What was the name of that store?
to
out
get a
there?
lot of manga.
Yeah.
Speaking of Johans, right?
Johan's. Johan's was pretty much the only place that we had where you could go in and just outright have a full selection
Yeah,
of
yeah.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because out here it would have just been Dragon Ball or whatever.
Yeah, it was just the
Yeah.
mainstream stuff,
Yeah,
and it was
so, I
at
mean-
comic book stores because I bought, and they all flipped them, so they
yeah.
weren't done how manga is. They were flipped and mirrored, so
Yep.
they were done like how
like
what
a
you call
comic
it.
is,
I wish I
yeah.
still had them.
Yeah, so
What happened?
that was kind of one of the things you ran into
Yeah.
was
Because I
to
just
answer her
remember
question.
the
yeah.
stories that you guys. I mean, you guys are like elder millennials slash Gen Xers. Like, it was almost like contraband. Like, you guys had to keep it on the hush.
Oh,
hush
yeah.
that you watch.
It-
You
it-
know, it's
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, no, and that made it more special for us. If we're being 100% honest, it did. It made it more special. That it was kind of niche like that. Obviously, the timing on the sound effect was off because you still got a little bit more time. So when it runs out.
Well, I didn't mean to
When it-
interrupt
when
you
it-
guys.
no,
The
no,
sound
when
was
it-
I just
perfect
had a
though, because
question
the first
about
one
that.
went off on 10:15.
Yeah,
it's
so
been
that's
15
something
minutes.
that
Yeah.
you did.
Well, I gotta do
I
a
gotta
thing where
fix
I
that.
like cut video
Uh-huh.
and start up the OBS.
All right, let's go.
All right, well, Amrock's
Right,
getting ready to
Amrock's
set up
getting
his
ready to
stream, so
set
we're
up
going to
his
give him a
stream,
little bit of
so,
talk
yeah.
time, and we're going to let him
Right,
get his stream
exactly.
ready to go, and we're
So
going to raid
while
him
he
in a
does
minute.
his thing, we can talk to Sam and do the whole outro. Thank you for being here type deal.
Thank you for being a friend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for
I like that.
being a friend.
I like
I wish I could put that in there, but that would get
Oh, no,
struck-
no, no,
that would
absolutely
get,
not.
That would get like copyright
No,
strike
no, no,
immediately.
absolutely
They
not.
won't even let you get the first couple of bars of that out.
Speaking of old beloved sitcoms, rest in peace, obviously, to Cindy Williams, who was one half of Laverne and Shirley from back in the day.
Oh,
And-
really?
yes.
Yes.
Wow.
Laverne and
passed away.
Shirley.
Dude, they waited days to announce her death. Like, she had died the previous Wednesday. They didn't announce her death until
Oh my
Sunday.
God.
Was she
Okay.
Laverne or Shirley?
She was
She was
Shirley.
sure.
Oh, okay.
Huh.
She was Shirley.
Laverne Penny Marshall passed away like a few years ago.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh.
Then who's still left? I mean, I know Betty White's gone.
Oh, all the Golden Girls are gone.
All the Golden Girls are gone.
So who's like the classic lady left now? Is Cleo what her name? Is she?
Who?
Leo.
I don't know her name. She was on Dancing with the
Somebody-
Stars or something like that. Or
Who?
I don't know.
Miss
Claire,
Cleo?
Claire Huxtable's still around.
well, she's not old. Is she old? I don't
Claire
know.
She's like in
Huxtable,
her
she old.
70s.
Felicia Rashad, yeah, she's
Alicia Rashad has to
up
be
there.
in her 70s.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's up there.
Because her
Yeah,
sister is
100%.
quite a bit older.
Henry, the Fonz is still around.
Henry.
There you go.
Well, he
I
was,
never
yeah,
watched
he's,
that
yeah.
show. Since I saw that record
What,
spinning, I changed the channel.
what's that show he's
Dang.
in with, on HBO? What is
Me
that
too.
show? Barry, I think it is.
I don't
was
know.
on Harry?
Last thing I
Barry.
saw him in was Black Adam.
Yeah,
That's right. He was in Black
that's
Adam.
true. He was in Black Adam. You're right. All righty. We're getting ready to end the show, but Sam Taro, I want to thank you for joining us on the show today. We had a great time having you here. You were very insightful. I loved a lot of the things that you said.
Yeah, absolutely welcome to
Good.
come
Love
back.
your energy,
You know?
lady. Love it.
Yeah.
Love
And-
it.
Thank you,
Yeah.
guys.
And you won't,
Energy
and you won't
was
even
awesome.
get sacrificed. So you'll be all right.
Indeed. Yes.
Yes, I've succeeded.
Yes. Indeed. So
Awesome.
right. So thank you again for agreeing to be part of the role. We'll be looking forward to the next time that you'll be on. All right, guys. So
Awesome.
next week's show. Obviously, we know we're in the month of February. Today is February 1st. It's Black History Month, but the most famous holiday of February is this one right here, Valentine's
Made
Day,
up day.
The Candy Holiday.
the candy holiday.
Yep.
Yeah.
Candy.
It's all about love. It's going to be our love show next week, so make sure you come back next week. So we talk about love and all those touchy-feely things that GQ has, wants absolutely no part of. Right here next week, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, right here on Culture Junkies Live.
Can't buy love, Joe. Yeah, that's true. But you might be surprised at how easy it is to rent sometimes.
I mean, that's very true. It's 100% very true. All right, guys. We hope you enjoyed today's show. We had a great time entertaining you. For my friends, the great Adukuji, GQ, and the producer, Double Girl, and now Sam Taro, and King Amarak. We will see you guys next week. We hope you have a really good one.
Yep, stay tuned to find out what Amarak is doing.
Yes, indeed.
It's been a wonderful show. Thank you and goodbye.
Bye, Terry. All right. Go ahead and hit the end credits, though.
Yeah, we do want to see those end credits.
Still do that.